Guys, welcome to my channel. And today we will talk about second semester assignments for the subject Essentials of HRM, and this is for December 2022 cycle. So as you are aware that there are total two cycles. One is the June cycle, one is December cycle, which are the regular one, and April and the September one for the backlog cycles, which are for those students who are not able to either give the assignments or maybe caught under the copy case. So but December cycle is applicable for all the students, irrespective of any backlogs or anything else. So those who have registered in Jan 2022 are now eligible in the second semester, and they need to submit their assignments in the December cycle. So if I talk about the due date, then the last date of assignment submission is 29th of November. So almost you are having 2 months to prepare for the assignments, being you have already given the assignments in the first semester, so you are aware a lot many things, like there are three questions for second, third and third week. Each question is of 1,000 marks plus minus 10% is applicable, and each is of 10 marks. Third question is of 5 marks, third A and third B. Two important aspects, one is the copy case, and second is plagiarism. So don't ever share your assignments with your colleagues. If two students caught with the same assignments being uploaded, then both will get the copy case. Second is plagiarism, when you just directly copy the content, maybe from NMIMS or maybe from Google or maybe from any other source. If you directly copy case, then it will fall under plagiarism. So always try to prepare the assignments on your own words, right? So let's start about the assignments. We have already covered a video how you can just view the assignments on your portal. So if you see this, so this is the essentials of HRM internal assignment applicable for the December cycle. So if you see, there are three questions: question number first, second, third A, and third B. So now let's discuss each of the question one by one and see what page numbers to be referred and what content to be written in each of the question. So let's start with our first question. So the first question is, Sundam Limited is an electronics company in Chandigarh. The top management plans to open the new branches pan India so that they can create a dynamic HR department for managing the employee functions. You have appointed as the VP of HR. Explain the top management what will be the scope of the department in this expansion. Give some examples in the context of this company, right? So if I talk about the subject, this is completely a theoretical one, but all the questions which are being asked in assignments are based on some case studies. They are giving you some practical examples, considering you are the VP or maybe you are some company manager, and you are giving this scenario, how you will cope up with these scenarios or how you will tackle these situations. So if we talk about this question, so you need to refer the page number 4, 6 and 7. So let's see what needs to be covered. So firstly you need to go to the book. I'm just referring to the page number 4. So firstly you need to give an introduction about HRM. So what is HRM? It's basically a group of individuals who basically forms a workplace in an organization responsible for certain kind of activities. It's a comprehensive process of recruiting, maintaining the client environment, efficient pooling of the employees and so on. It is beneficial for our organization as well as for the employees. Meaning and definition, definitely you can write if you want to. Again, meaning definition, if you are directly writing the definition according to Invensix and Glue, or maybe Dessler has defined the term. So if you just directly copy paste these particular definitions won't come under plagiarism, because these are the statements given by some people, right? So you can just directly write. Maybe you can just write one or two definitions, it's purely up to you, although it's not required. Then go to the page number 6. On page number 6, it's mentioned about the objectives of HRM, like what are the social objective, organizational, functional and the personal objectives. Maybe you can just describe each of them in terms in just one or two liners, like how it will be efficient, how it will be helpful in terms of the society, how it will be helpful for the organization in terms of the various functions, and definitely last but not the least at the personal level. Then next part comes is the scope of HRM with reference to the expansion of the company. So before that, you just need to explain scope of HRM, like it is being required for the HRP, human resource planning, for the job design, selection, staffing, training development, organizational development, compensation benefits, employee assistance, union labor relations, personal research, and information system. So, firstly, you just need to so here again there are two ways to just explain these things. Firstly, you can just explain all of these one by one, right? These are the 9 pointers, and post that you can explain in terms of the expansion, or vice versa. You can do one thing, like just explain on of these 9 terms. Like if I talk about HRP, right, human resource planning, so firstly just give a general, okay, what is HRP? It is one of the important activities. It is a process for determining the requirement of the workforce and the organization. You have just given a brief. After that, you just need how it will be important in terms of the expansion. So being you are expanding your organization, if I talk about the question, so in question Sundam Limited, so Sundam Limited is expanding, so definitely it will be required for more human inventory, for more people to work upon in the various parts of the country, pan India. So they require more resources. So how the scope of HR plays into the comes into the picture. Similarly, job design, what are certain type of task or activities which needs to be done, like what is the JD or what will be the job specification. So again, if you are expanding something, you need to recruit new people. For them, you need to prepare certain kind of job description, job specification, what will be the certain duties, responsibilities. So again, you need to explain it in terms of job expansion. Then selection and staffing, you need to select the resources. Again, when you are expanding some firm, then at different places, different parts of the country, you need to select and staff the people based on again certain parameters, like what will be their language. If you are hiring it for Gujarat, then definitely you need some people who is good in Gujarati. If you are hiring for Mumbai, you think for a people who is good in Marathi. So it's simply you prefer the people of the local region. Then training and development. So when you hire new people, you require to train them based on the old resources, based on the requirements needs of the firm. Organizational development, being you're expanding the things, you need to develop the overall organization. So HRM again plays into a picture. Compensation and benefits, as organization is increasing, number of resources are hiring are increasing, so you need to think about the wages and salaries. So HRM needs to determine those things in terms of financial stuff. Employee assistance, you need to help the employees whenever in terms of any personal or professional decisions. Union management relations, many a times you find that there comes the labor unions, which is formed by the certain workers of various regions or various areas. So if you're expanding, you need to get in touch with the labor unions. You need to provide a good work environment, other benefits, so that they will also feel a positivity with the environment. Personal research and IS. So when you are hiring people, or maybe you are expanding something, you need to think of the different behaviors of the employees. Organization should have the complete database, because number of resources are increasing. You need to think, okay, if you have hired these kind of people, what will be their behavior. See, handling the small chunk is easy, but handling a large, you can say, the people is again a tough job. So HRM again comes into the picture. So these all are the things which you need to explain generally, as well as in terms of expansion of the company. So I think the first question is pretty much clear. Now moving to the second question. The second question is, FMCG company wants to focus on improving the structure of the human resource department. They have hired you as an HR advisor for this purpose. Suggest what should be the various activities under the new subdivisions in the HR department. Explain them with corporate examples. Right. So you need to think of the subdivisions of the HR department. So again, you need to give an explanation about the HR management, human resource. Again, it's not a mandatory part, but being it's a 10 marks of question, it's better to just give a brief. Then second part comes about the structure of the HR department, like personal transaction management, staffing management, organization management, ethics, labor, training, development. And then you need to give some corporate examples. Page number 9. So let's see. Okay, it's the next of the first question. So if we talk about the different subdivisions, then there are like if I talk about the very first one is the personal transaction, right? So it's about the centralized timekeeping, the benefits of the administration, analysis, tracking of the certain HR activities, or you can say the certain HR matrices, payroll management. That comes under the personal transaction management. Second comes as the staffing. Staffing means you are recruiting, hiring, selecting, or transfers or promotions. Then next is organizational, where you are hiring the new talent, employee assistance, references, employee performance, employment opportunity, disciplines, etc., etc. Then ethics and labor, labor contracts, ethical contracts, conducts, labor relations, regulated statutory requirements. Last but not the least, about the trainings development, corporate learnings, mandatory certifications, leadership conferences. Now you need to explain each of them with terms of some corporate examples. Like if I talk about some corporate example, maybe you can take example of any, just a hypothetical one. Maybe you can take example of TCS, or maybe Infosys, or any firm of your choice, and then you need to explain the things. Like if I talk about TCS, then the HR department will take care of the certain analysis of the personal development. They hire the new people based on the certain campus equipments, based on the your years of proficiency. Then internally they are having certain kinds of events, activities. They are having certain kinds of norms, rules, regulation, like 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, and some, and certain other rules, internal trainings, coaching, mentoring programs which are being conducted. So maybe you can just give a single example, take one company, explain all this stuff, or maybe you can refer to different companies as in corporate examples. So I think the second question is pretty much clear. Moving to the third question. Maria, the HR head of the Aztec Tech Solutions Limited, assigned the task of assessing the human resource planning to the HR department. However, the team has informed that the assignment is not going well as they had expected. Keeping this in context in mind, answer the following. Explain the process of human resource planning. Give some examples also. So it's directly given on page number 27. So on page number 27 is the process of HRP. So the very first one is reviewing the business goals, scanning the environment, balancing the manpower demand and supply, implementing and monitoring the HR plan. Right. So you need to explain each of them one by one, like reviewing the business goals before planning and a human resource. It's HR personal study the organizational behavior and objectives. You need to understand the objectives and the needs. Then you need to scan the environment, scanning in terms of the how it can be achieved, what is the existing environment, so that it can be fit in. Maybe using the certain forecasting techniques for demand and supply, maybe internal scanning, or maybe certain external scanning. You can say internal factors and external factors. Then balancing the manpower of demand and supply. Again, number of demand and supply, which you have already studied in business economics as well. To balance the demand and supply, the same thing happens for the manpower as well. And finally, implementing and monitoring those HR plans. And definitely you need to give certain kind of examples. Again, you can refer any of the company and just give 2 or 3 liners. It's a 500 words, so you need not to write in detail. Just give a small 2 or 3 liners of explanation. That will be totally fine. The next is discuss the qualitative methods for the HR, human resource demand forecasting, that the company can utilize. What do you think is the best suited for the company? So going to the page number 30 and 31. So this is in continuation. Techniques of human resource. There are two techniques. One is the qualitative and second is the quantitative. Not mandate, but again, it's good to write. Just give a brief introduction. Okay. Qualitative is more or less less statistical one. And if I talk about the quantitative, they are more statistical in terms based on certain numbers. In qualitative, we are having three techniques: expert forecast, management forecast, and Delphi method. Expert forecast is simply you are taking the input for the certain professional HR experts regarding the future staffing requirements of the organization. Management forecast is the internal HR demand forecasting, where internal managers may decide. And last but not the least is the Delphi method, where the group of pro-selected experts is responsible for forecasting the demand. These experts provide their judgment, and based on that, the decisions will be taken. You can choose any one of these. As per me, Delphi method is the best, and again, it's mentioned in the book. They're one of the most effective method. So you can use this Delphi method in terms of the question of the hashtag tech solution limited. So just give a brief, like in hashtag you can use the Delphi method and how it can be beneficial. So this is all about the third question, and I think we have covered all the three questions pretty much straightforward. Just it's case study based, so you need to put your brains a little bit and just tweak the answers and write it down in your own words. And if you have any doubts or facing any issue regarding to assignments, exams, or any other NMIMS related issue, feel free to just connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do like, do subscribe, and stay connected for further videos. Thank you so much.